Okay, I'd like to call this meeting of the Dalton Selectboard to order, please. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law 30A and 20, in the Governor's March 15, 2020 order, imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Dalton Selectboard will be conducted via remote participation. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch an open session portion of the meeting may do so by viewing on Dalton Community TV channel 1301 or via the Zoom link. No in-person attendance or members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access the open session portion of the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite our best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, all those who are able to stand up, please stand up for the pledge. And Mr. Esco, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Sure. A pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Brittany, could you please do the roll call?
Yes. Chairman Robert Bishop.
Here.
Joseph Diver.
Here.
Mark Strout.
Here.
Dan Esco.
Here.
Boyle.
Yes.
And interim town manager Sandra Albano.
Here.
Okay. Public to address the board. This is a time when the public may address the board on any item listed on the meeting agenda or any issue or matter of the town. If you intend on addressing the board at this time, we ask you to do the following. Use our Zoom link or dial 684-6111, extension 28. Please identify yourself by name, address, or the company/institution you represent. The public address to the board segment will last no longer than 30 minutes. Please make your comments concise and try not to repeat statements made by others. Please address your comments to the board chair. Discussion or debate on any issue may not take place at this time. The chair or the designee may answer questions on procedural matters. Please be cordial and respectful of others. If anyone wishes to be recognized when the board discusses an agenda item, please make the request at this time. The board chair may grant this request, address comments to the board chair, and be concise. Is there anyone out there who would like to speak to any item out there? Hearing none, seeing none? Okay. We'll go right to our first item, which is item number 6, our interim town manager contract extension.
Mr. Chairman, we need to go back to number 4. We have a couple of minutes to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry, I ran right by that.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Okay. Well, the minutes of January 27th, 2021.
And Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the minutes of January 27th, 2021.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Dan?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Thank you. Thanks for catching that, Joe. And let's see, March 8th, 2021.
And Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the minutes of March 8th, 2021.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, John. All right, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion or changes?
Yeah, just a call to some items that are on for future agenda on this particular set of minutes, but are not reflected on our future agenda list.
Hey, hang on, Joe, let me get my list. Okay.
There's a request from Mr. Boyle for the View Street sale, but I believe that's moved to annual town meeting. Is that correct, John? I think that particular item?
Yeah, that's on the agenda.
Yeah. And then there's another one, Mr. Boyle, from the ambulance proposal presentation.
Yes.
And then at that particular meeting on the 8th, Mr. Ruffley had a request to present Chapter 90 updates and street improvements.
Okay.
And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll get these on there, and we'll get a hold of these guys and see when they want them on there. Okay, thank you, Joe. Okay, item 6, the interim town manager's contract extension. I have contacted Tim because I made a mistake and I had Sandy's contract end on May 3rd. It should be ended on May 2nd. So we can just change that on the current contract if that's okay with everybody. So ask for a motion to accept.
Yeah, so it's just an administrative change, right? So
Yes,
from May 3rd to May 2nd, correct?
correct.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I move that we make an administrative change on our interim town manager's contract, moving the end date from May 3rd, 2021 to move that to May 2nd, 2021.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? I just need to ask Sandy one question. Sandy, are we all set on everything else in there?
On the contract?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Okay, that was easy. Okay, next, item 7, interim tree warden. Move to table that.
I make a motion to table the discussion of the interim tree warden.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussions?
Just curious, why are we tabling?
There's no discussion on the table motion.
I'll call you, Dan, later.
Okay.
Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Bob? Yes. Who did I miss?
Dan.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have on our agenda the police department full-time officer.
Okay, I got the file now. This is the, I move to accept the recommendation of moving Officer Joshua T. Bradley of Dalton for the appointment as a full-time officer effective April 12th, 2021. And in the memo from our town manager, from our chief of police, Officer Bradley was appointed March 11th, 2019, has been serving as temporary full-time officer since March 29, 2020. Officer Bradley will be allowed to work as a permanent full-time officer until he can attend the next full-time police academy in the fall with a temporary waiver to MPTC. Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the recommendation.
You seconded it, John? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, is there any further discussion? Whoops, somebody's complaining. Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mark?
I'll recuse myself.
Okay, Dan?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Congratulations, Officer Bradley. Okay, the next thing, the select board request regarding vacation carryovers and payouts. I asked Sandy if there was any vacations or carryovers that we needed to do before we get closer and closer to contract ends and the new fiscal year, and she has a couple, and I will let Sandy, I don't have them in front of me, but Sandy, do you have them by any chance?
No, I didn't get a chance to prepare them this time. But basically, due to work constraints, I've been unable to take any vacation since August. So therefore, I'll have a sizable amount of vacation still to take with no site before June 30th. So I am requesting to be compensated for 2 weeks of vacation before I end this term as interim town manager. And I'm also requesting, with your permission, to carry forward whatever might be remaining on June 30th. And I'm also requesting that if there are other employees in the town that, due to the COVID pandemic, who have had extra work and duties placed upon them, that they would be allowed to, with your permission, do that same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to square up with everybody.
Yep.
Okay, a motion to accept Sandy's request, please.
So what is the formal request?
Vacation carryover and earned time.
And
Do we
payout.
want to know?
In the payout.
Do we want to know the record of the impact?
What does that mean, the record of the impact?
So each employee of what they're going to carry over, or the changes, or we just kind of blanket approving everything?
Oh, no, we're just doing Sandy's tonight, John.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
everybody else needs to come, just send us a note saying what they need, and we'll approve it at a future meeting.
Shouldn't we have just a written request just for formality, for the record,
Absolutely.
for all of these?
Yes.
I'm all fine with it. I just figured a written request for the record would be in order.
Yes.
Okay, and for the record, Joe and I met with Sandy, so, and we knew this was coming, so we were just, based
So
on.
why don't we do this? Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the vacation carryover payout for our interim town manager, pending a follow-up memo of the details.
Okay, that's good.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, you earned it.
Ah,
And
can't
more.
pay you enough, Sandy, for what you've done.
Thank you, John.
Okay, number 9. We had an update regarding Mr. Pagliaro's letter. Is Mr. Ruffey on by any chance to address this?
I think he is, but he's not muted. He's not unmuted.
Hey, were you looking for me, Sandy, or?
Yeah, we want to have you, John, address the memo from Mr. Pagliaro.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So I think he's all set. He wanted me to give him a measurement on his sewer line. I gave him a measurement on the depth of the sewer in the road. That's all we can do for him, because we don't mark out or lay out residential lines. And as far as the sand goes, he found some sand, some glass in the winter sand that we put at the park, and some shingles. I don't really have an explanation for it, other than the shingles probably came off the roof at the building, from the building at the park, the storage building. The roof's in tough shape, so shingles have been blown off it. And as far as the glass, could have came from anywhere. So I let him know all that, and I think he was happy with my answer. He didn't say anything more to me. So I guess I'll just wait, and if I hear any more from him, I'll forward it on to you, or I did give him, or I gave you guys his number, so if someone wants to check with him to see if he's happy, that's about it.
All right, thank you, John.
I don't know if anyone did talk to him and there's anything else, but I think that was it, as far as his written statement.
Okay, has anyone talked to him? No, I think it sounds like he's satisfied then.
Should we put John, one of your emails suggested a use at your own risk sign for the sand?
Yeah, I think maybe we could address it come winter, or if you want to address it now. I mean, there's no way for us to police the sand pile. People could dump whatever they want, you know. Well, they can't, but they do. They could. So,
Yeah, they sure do.
so yeah, we could put something there. I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know what. I guess we just put use at your own risk, or, you know, take at your own risk. I've never seen it before in any other towns. Usually there's just a stipulation. Other towns usually have a sign that stipulates how much you can take, a 5-gallon pail worth or whatever, but yeah.
Have we ever gotten other complaints about glass in the sand mix?
No, this is the first time. I'm thinking a bottle must have got broke there,
Yeah.
or something along them lines. So
Sounds like an isolated incident to me.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, just a situation telephone tag, John.
What's that?
The communication was just telephone tag.
With Mr. Pagliaro?
Yeah.
The last I had a conversation with him about the glass, and I let him know about the shingles. We did have a conversation there. The depth of the sewer was a message to him, because he didn't answer this. After I went and measured the sewer, he didn't answer. So that was a message.
Okay.
I didn't hear back from him, so I assume he's happy with it.
Mr. Chairman, if it pleases the board, I'd like to, since we got a formal letter, I can draft a response and for your signature and review to send it back to him to close the loop.
I'm not sure.
What do you think?
Maybe I just leave it alone.
No, I think it's a good idea. If somebody filed a formal complaint, we should respond to it in writing.
Bob, you're on mute.
You're muted, Bob.
Oh, he had it there for a second.
How's that?
There we go.
Okay. Yes, that'd be a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, now we go to town manager's update. Sandy?
Okay. I think for I have a couple, but for the first one, I would like to get, so there was a lot of discussion regarding the ATM warrant articles. It went back and forth with a few things. And when it came down to voting the ATM warrant articles, we never really went all the way to the end. So there was Articles 16, 17, and 18 had to do with transferring money from capital projects, transferring a sum of money, or using borrowing costs. Well, those articles were all going to be done at the special town meeting in June, like they normally are. Unfortunately, they were not taken off of the one I presented to you on April 1st. So and that included also a snow and ice appropriation or transfer, which we always do in June because you never know, we might get another snowstorm and therefore then spend more money. So that amount of appropriation to cure the snow and ice deficit would change. So I also removed that one. And I've also heard from Tim Zestin regarding the reason if we needed to include the contract reauthorizing the contracts for the the highway superintendent, the highway foreman, and the sergeants. And he indicated that those are not necessary as long as we have made an appropriation for them to be paid with the budget that we're presenting at town meeting. So I removed that as well. So therefore then what you approved is different by 4 or 5 articles. And so I sent you all what I believe to be the final draft, which I will present. If you approve it as is, that will be sent to the town clerk to be put on special paper that end up in the permanent record. So instead of a DocuSign, they will have to be actually signed by the select board. And that document will go to the town clerk this week, if you all approve it as written.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. Does anybody have any objection to that or make a motion to accept it and finalize it?
No objection, it looks good, and I think we're ready to move on.
I do too. Thank you for digging into that, Sandy, and catching that.
No problem. I was like, oh no, how did those stay there?
Well, I'll make a motion to accept the changes Sandy has suggested.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Okay.
And just for your reference, there's also, I sent the final spreadsheet as of the annual town meeting. This is what will be going to the town meeting with these budgets. And there'll be, as I said, another special town meeting that'll include those ones that get put usually at a special town meeting. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was one of the final projects that our town planner was getting successfully done was the Green Community Grant, where LED lights were put in at the senior center, the cemetery offices, and the highway garage. And that project has completed. And I just wanted to reiterate to you how much money we saved by getting Eversource incentive grants for these projects. So the senior center LED light project was expected, the actual project cost was $11,772, and we got an incentive grant of $8,000 approximately. So that total cost for the senior center ended up being $3,726. Not to mention whatever savings we're going to get from having LED lights.
Yeah, you'll get a lot.
And the cemetery garage, the total cost of that project was $1,789 with an Eversource incentive grant of $1,150. So the net cost for that project was $638. And now here's a really good one. The highway garage. Their total cost was $9,457, of which Eversource granted an incentive for the whole amount. So that project didn't cost a thing. So just letting you know about that. Joe wanted an update on the pedestrian lights, the beacon lights. And the last update I gave you was talking about how once we received the bonds for that project that we were going to go forward with the contract. Well, we received those bonds on March 16th. The notice to proceed went out, and the contract went out to them, all signed and executed. So currently, right now, the The materials for this project, Daigle Electric won the contract. The materials for the projects have been ordered, but it takes about 6 weeks for them to process through. And this contractor likes to start about a week ahead of time, so they don't break up the sidewalks for too long before the materials come in. The materials are ADA panels, bollards, which I don't know what any of these things are, but HDPE covers, and precast concrete foundations. And I don't know if you want a better description, maybe John can follow through with that.
No, that's too much detail for even us. I think just hey, it's on order 6 weeks out. One
Yeah.
week before that, they'll start the construction, and then
Yeah.
Sandy, where's this company from?
They are from Wilmington, Mass. And their contract, the contract came in under budget too. I'm not sure if you were aware of that. So, we had 70,000 appropriated from a grant that we got for construction, and it came in at 68,886, their contract.
This is for both.
Yes,
The one that by the post office, the one by the
yes,
center block, Union block.
yes.
Okay.
no, post office and Depot Street.
Depot Street,
Depot.
yeah.
Yeah. Some people call that the center block now.
I thought you said Union Block, John. Sorry,
Yeah. I said the Union block, I meant center block.
that's okay.
They'll be happy. Hey, there's one guy down there been waiting on this for years.
Okay, anything else, Sandy?
Just let me double check. We did that. We did that. I think that's it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, items for future agendas. Anything else, gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just, this is a combination of comments or items for future agenda, but about the meeting on the 26th, which is basically an educational meeting, as I recall in our discussions,
Correct.
and in particular, the two major budgets, the school committee, the school budget, and the police department budget. But if someone in the public is so of a mind to ask a question about another item in the budgetary process, will we entertain that? And the second part of my question is, will the chairman of the finance committee be here with us to explain it?
We should invite him, John. We should invite him.
Because they make the final recommendation. Last year was kind of an embarrassing situation because they kind of went off the reservation and made their own recommendation for a school budget, which ended up in a floor battle, so to speak. And as Joe pointed out, the school budget only prevailed by 2 votes. I'm not sure what would have happened if that budget didn't prevail. So I'd like to see us, the town government, us, and the finance committee have always been on the same page until last year. And I'd like to see us resume being on the same page. So having him be here would be a good idea.
That is a good idea. So I'll invite him, and I'll put on the agenda after those two, any other questions, and so
Yeah.
he could, any other budget questions, so,
Budget question, yeah.
so he can, he
And
might be able to address them.
Yeah, and on that, we received confirmations both from the superintendent and from the chief that they'll participate. Maybe like 10, 15 minutes each, nothing, too grand, but another communication point.
Just to educate the public a little bit, so.
And as things stand right now, this will be another Zoom meeting, right?
Correct.
Okay?
I do have something that I want you to consider, is we haven't really gone over the articles and motions yet, and normally that is done by now, and neither has the finance committee. So I'm thinking you might not want to wait till the last week to go over those, because not only will the select board has a meeting on them. Is that correct or not?
Yes, that is correct. Not on the night of the annual, let's see.
At annual town meeting, articles and motions.
Yes, yes. Can we do that next, Sandy, would you be ready to do that next week or in 2 weeks?
Well, next week is the week before the select board meeting at the end of the month, so yes, I will make sure that I'm ready for that if you have a meeting next week sometime.
Monday's a holiday.
Yeah,
I know,
Monday's a
Monday's a holiday.
I mean,
And
it
it's
doesn't
also-
bother me.
It's also school vacation week, so I didn't know if anyone was planning on a vacation or.
I will not be in town that week, so, I mean, certainly you can have enough, if we have enough for the board, we can do it. Actually, I can remote in anyways from anywhere, so.
That's
But
you and
Sandy,
Jim,
haven't
right?
we already approved the articles?
Yes, but not the.
It's just a matter of the attorneys they write the motions for us,
No, they don't.
you know?
No, the motions are basically made already because everything is consistent from year to year, with the exception of things that might be cropped up. But there's nothing different this year except for the View Street thing.
Well, so it's not really a big deal. Perhaps on the 26th, if the meeting's scheduled for 7 that we're going to have for the educational meeting, we could meet at 6 o'clock.
Oh, we'll just make it part of a regular meeting, John. We'll just make the education thing all part of one meeting. It will
Yeah, that's
just,
what I'm saying. We could meet at 6, have our part, we approve the motions, they accompany the articles, and then at 7 go to the educational part.
do we want to wait a whole hour, or what happens if we're got a lot of time in between?
I think we can still start at 7. How long does it take?
There's 14 articles, pretty small warrant.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I-
And as
I'd say
Sandy
we
said,
start at 7 so we
there's
don't
nothing crazy here.
have to announce an earlier start time for the meeting and
Well, we could meet at 7, standard time. The first half hour reserved for approving the motions, and 7:30 go to the educational section.
Okay, that sounds good.
So let me ask just one question. So it's okay to have the finance committee have a meeting beforehand, before you all, is that right? Since it's they're making the motions. I think there's only one motion that you all might make, and that would be the View Street one.
Yep.
Okay. Acceptable to
It'll
everybody?
make it a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
And another future agenda item, but I'm not sure, Dan, were you trying to jump in there earlier?
yeah, I had a future agenda item as well.
Hey, Dan,
I was contacted by a resident regarding electronic online tax payments, similar to the fire district that accepts those, and I'd like that to be discussed.
okay.
We already have that, I believe,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do.
Yeah, we got it on most of everything, I do believe.
Yeah.
He said that his sewer tax bill could not be paid online.
That's a utility bill. And I don't know that for sure. It's possible. It's a utility bill, not a tax bill.
It says sewer tax on the bill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it?
Can you check
Pretty
with
sure.
Melissa, Sandy, on that?
Yeah.
That could be a possibility because I know we instituted the ability to charge taxes, sewer fees to your credit card.
I'm
Right.
looking
I
at it,
don't know if we ever went to actually doing it online.
I'm looking at it right now, and you can, from what I can see, sewer payments, and it has right where you can log in and go to pay with your credit card.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Dan, get back to him and see if he can do it. If not,
Yeah.
we'll get a hold of Melissa and see what we need to do to get it.
I'll just have to reach back out to the resident and point them in the right direction. I suppose I should have looked. I assumed that, based on what they were telling me, that we didn't offer it. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Hey,
I didn't know if it was there either, to be honest with you.
what is your,
We're in the 21st century here, Dan, that's good. Good
Oh,
stuff.
hey, I'm
if you
all
wanna-
for it. I'm at town hall enough where I can just write a check. It's not a big deal, but
Right.
Dan, if you want to give it a shot, you can get my sewer fees there, and you can try it with mine if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, you're funny. What's your ID number? Give me your credit card too.
Yeah. And what's the limit on it?
All right, well, Sandra, thanks. I apologize for taking up the board's time if this is already something offered.
No problem.
I'll figure it out. I'll get in touch with the resident and take care of it. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, Bob, the other thing is, we tabled the tree warden, but I'd like to have that on a future agenda, but I think we also probably need an executive session on that because of the personnel change earlier this year of that particular decision, so, so.
I'll put that on for the 26th executive session.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, remarks of the select board. Anyone? Okay. And select board chair updates. I got a request from Judy. We were gonna, on the town report, we were gonna put a picture of the high school, but the picture that she got is absolutely, it's not really a presentable picture. Does anybody have any other ideas out there? But she needs it like tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, there must be pictures from the Berkshire Eagle that have been professionally taken, or even if we pay somebody $100 or whatever to go take a professional picture of the school, I think it's,
She needs it tomorrow.
I would volunteer to do it. I have a nice cake.
You wanna give it a shot, Brittany?
Yeah, that.
Why don't you give it a shot then? See what she thinks.
Okay.
So I think
Chairman, what happened,
I
the
think-
last we discussed this subject, that it evolved towards a picture photograph of Ken Waldo. And I suggested you get his permission first, and that's where he got left. I'm guessing you didn't get his permission.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the decision was made. They didn't want to pester him. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So Becky just put something out there about Jeff Pike at Wacona is in charge of the yearbook, and maybe they have pictures. So
yeah, I'm sure, like, I'm not sure who Judy asked at the school, but I would be very surprised if Adam Rob couldn't point us in the right direction to get a good picture taken.
Yeah.
yeah, so I can have Judy reach out, maybe right to the school, and actually Brittany too. Whatever pictures come, if she can do that also, that would be like more. More
the merrier.
More the merrier. There you go.
Yeah. One thing so the school's obviously like a huge difference, and you're talking about the new school, is that what the picture would be?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah. It's too bad we didn't think of like a COVID related, like something. Maybe get some people in front of the school with their mask on or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be.
At this point, it sounds like we'll take anything.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, if we paid millions of dollars and can't get a picture of the school, that's a problem.
Yeah, but it's not done. Hey, that's a good idea, Jay. Maybe a bunch of pictures with people with masks on. Just so people remember in the future that 2020 was not the greatest of times.
How about nixing the school idea and take it out in front of the town hall with people with masks on?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or have them together. I think the school is also a really big deal. When you think about it from history's perspective, but I didn't mean to muddy the waters.
And the old school in the back, and that's a major investment we're making in the town. I think everybody else will remember COVID just because. So.
If there's any workers around, I'll just say, hey, do you want to pose for me? We'll have masks.
Go for it. That'd be cool.
If there's anybody around tomorrow.
So the picture that was distributed, I don't know if you saw it, was an aerial picture of the construction. So you're really looking at roof. you know, not the actual building, so.
All right, so we'll go with that. Thank you, Brittany. Okay. Let's see. Oh, as long as Jane's here. Jane, do you have anything else for an update or anything?
You know, Dalton's numbers have fluctuated. We were kind of in a bad direction for a week or so, and then we've leveled off. So we can expect to be probably in yellow and hopefully green here soon again. As far as COVID goes, we've worked really well with the school districts and the CRA. We've had some little flare-ups, and you know, I feel like we're just a good team, and we call each other at all hours of the night to kind of, if needed, to get things done. So, you know, we're just keeping on. It's mostly the demographic of people who are getting COVID right now is quite a bit younger than what we saw last year. I think that that's a function of a lot of people are vaccinated that are older versus the younger population. And then people have spring fever and they're letting their guard down. So a lot of these gatherings that we're seeing, or a lot of the cases that we're seeing, are either family groups, because the new variants do affect families, you know, people that are living together pretty consistently, but then also, you know, sleepovers, parties. And so we just want to encourage people to just be outside and just keep your guard up for a little bit longer.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, is there anything else before we close? Okay. Leads us to our announcements. The town hall, effective 4/5/2021, the town hall will reopen to the public. Please see the town of Dalton's website for departmental information. The senior center will remain closed. The Memorial Day parade is canceled, the public parade, but the Dalton American Legion may do something in their parking lot. John, is there any update on that?
No, I haven't. Well, hey, with the COVID thing going on, I used to see my neighbor all the time, Bob Dessett, who's commander of the Legion. He was the one that told me that initially, but I haven't had a chance to update it. Other than that, he thought it was just a thinking, something in the thinking stage, maybe a simple ceremony.
That'd be nice.
Yep. Hey, I'll keep you posted on that.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, one other thing, you asked me to round up the dumpster for the Clean the Pines Day. That's all set.
Oh, beautiful, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the Town of Dalton Board of Registrars would like to notify the voters that the 2021 annual town election voters will be allowed to vote early/absentee voting by mail and in person. If you desire to vote by mail, please print, fill out, and sign the application that can be found on the town website at www.dalton-mass.gov and send it to or drop it off at the town clerk's 462 Main Street. You can also call the town clerk's office at 684-6111, extension 14 or 15, to request an application. Early voting in person will be held at the office at the town clerk's 462 Main Street, beginning on Monday, April 26, 2021, through Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and on Monday, May 3rd, 2021, through Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. The hours of early voting in person will be from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Note also the polling hours for the official election day at the CRA on Monday, May 10th, 2021, will be held from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact the clerk's office at 684-6111, extension 14 or 15. The Town of Dalton Cemetery Department requests that all winter decorations placed on cemetery lots in the Dalton cemeteries be removed by April 15th, 2021, including containers. All other decorations still in place after April 15th, 2021, shall be subject to removal and discarded by the department. Summer decorations may be placed on the cemetery lots after May 15th. Families are asked to stop by the cemetery office to determine if any non-conforming items are at the cemetery office. Residents may call the office at 684-6117 if they have any questions. New hours for the compost and brush pile. Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. A message from the police department. The police department is now open to the public. Please feel free to stop in to see an officer. Social distancing and masks are required and only 2 people are allowed in the lobby at a time. The firearm permits are processed between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. by appointment only. Please call 413-684-0300 to schedule your appointment. No walk-ins are being accepted at this time. A check of money order for $100 made payable to the town of Dalton. Renewals over the age of 70 are free. The Dalton Library is now open from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Anyone in a high population may schedule a time in the morning to come in by themselves with no questions asked. Lobby pickup continues for anyone who would rather not enter the building. Call 684-6112 for more information. We also are in a severe drought, believe it or not already, so we need to conserve water wherever we can. And with that, I will call for an adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further comments? Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Bob, yes. Good night, everyone, and good night, Dalton.